Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Daily Downshift. Today I'm super excited because we're finally doing the modifications on the M2 G87, and we're starting things off with a cosmetic transformation. These are the IND painted reflectors for the front of the M2, and these are the rear reflector deletes in a gloss black finish. Big shout out to IND for sending us both of these for the purposes of a DIY install video. We're gonna try being as thorough as possible so that if you guys are attempting this at home, you can follow along very easily. And yeah, they should be pretty similar to all the other M2s, M4s, previous gen. Shouldn't be anything too complicated about this. All right, let's go to the front of the car and I'll show you guys exactly what tools you're gonna need for this job. This is probably stuff you have laying around in the garage, and this is probably the weirdest one that I don't know if everyone has, but these are needle nose pliers. Now the reason you need this is for the rear reflectors. Next up, you're gonna want a couple of these pry tools. This is gonna help release some of the glue and adhesive that is on the front reflectors, and to go along with that, you're going to need a blow dryer or a heat gun. We have a blow dryer. We haven't bought a heat gun just because we haven't really found a use for it. This thing does everything that we need just fine, so we kind of stick with it. And then finally, for the actual tools, you need a 10mm socket as well as a Torx. I believe this is a 20. Let me just double check here. Yeah, 20? It's a Torx 20. Okay. So Torx 20 you're gonna need, and a 10mm socket, and that's really it. And I failed to mention the most important thing you're gonna need is a light source, especially when you're working with those hard to reach places in the rear bumper essentially. So this is Skill. They are a company that makes a lot of different power tools. We were lucky enough to actually link up with them, and they sent us a ton of different parts like impact drills, lights, all sorts of stuff. And so we're gonna be using these in our videos over the course of, you know, the next few months. We used to use this thing right here. This is a studio light that I had from different projects, and obviously you can't take it underneath the car or anything like that. This is so small and compact, and it's very bendable, and it's just perfect for any kind of install jobs when you're working on cars. Whenever you're working in dark spaces, you obviously need light, and so that's why I thought I'd mention in the video. For those that want to check this out, the link will be in the description. So with that out of the way, it should be a 30-40 minute job. Let's just get right to it. Okay, so we're working on the front reflector first here. We have ourselves a 10mm socket, and we're just gonna take off these two right here to give us a little bit more play. And then underneath as well, there's a couple things we have to do. First things first, let's go ahead and take this one off. Should be good to do it by hand now. So there's one. Put it into our metal catch tray. Shout out to Skill, thank you for this, super handy. Here's our second one coming off now. And there it is.
And we're done.
Yeah, you wish, buddy. There's one more 10mm that we're pulling out right here. And there's also something that we're going to need a pry tool for. I'll show you guys in just a second. So now with the pry tool, what you're gonna do, get underneath this plastic bit and pull out. Just a small little plastic piece that comes out. The reflectors here, we loosen up this panel, so as you can see, there's a lot of play now. Next up, take your heat gun or your blow dryer on the highest setting, and you're just gonna go on this for about, if you're using a blow dryer, I'd say about 45 seconds, just to let all the adhesive kind of melt a little bit almost. On the bottom, see that separation right there? You guys can barely see that. See that separation?
See a little bit.
Yeah, so what you wanna do is stick in the pry tool once you have that separation and try kind of working the edges. I don't wanna do it yet because I don't have enough separation, because obviously if I try wiggling in there, I'm gonna scratch the edges of it. So let me just heat it a little bit more. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely tough, but as you can see, I got the pry tool in there, got enough separation. And so what you're gonna do, very gently, make sure not to damage the paint. I'm just gonna go up, and that's going to essentially remove all the glue.
Oh,
you can hear it. Just like that. Oh, takes a lot of pressure. But the glue is separated. Let's heat it a little bit more. And then after, we just have to do this side and the top, and we're good. Just going all throughout it like this. And as you can see, it's basically completely unstuck now. All right, let's go ahead and pull out the reflector now. It is a tight fit, so just be careful with it. And there it is. So if you do it this way and you heat it up really nicely, as you can see, almost all of the glue and residue is going to stay on the reflector. All right, so for this part, make sure to take off the gloves because you do not want this sticking to the gloves or anything like that. You want to make sure you're placing it in perfectly. Let's go ahead and take off the tape. Love that sound. Pull this back and kind of just try dropping it in. It is very sticky, so you do have to be careful with it.
And you kind of only have 1 or 2 shots.
Yeah, you don't have too many chances with this, that's for sure. It looks like that is good right there, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just push it. It's nice and stuck on. So I'm using my backhand to kind of push, and I'm using my front hand as well to help the bonding process of the adhesive. And what we could also do is we could use a little bit of heat as well. And there it is. That is the finished product. Looks really nice. On camera it's weird. It kind of looks like this sticks up, but I assure you in person it doesn't look like that. Maybe it's because of the light. Yeah, there we go. The light was kind of giving it a weird effect. But as you can see, it's color matched beautifully. All the edges are nicely in there as well. Perfect finish. So let's go ahead and button everything back up, and then we're going to go ahead and work on the back side. So we're on the backhand side here, right behind the rear tire. Underneath, you're just going to have to take off these 2 10mm screws, and we have to take these off to loosen up this whole kind of side bumper fender area. All right, there is one, and that is off. Let's put them inside the skill bucket so we don't lose them.
Tight fit.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tight fit. First one's right over here. Okay, this one's coming out.
Pretty easy, just a bunch of 10s.
Got a second one right here. There we go, that one's out. And I think there's gonna be one screw here that's holding these 2 fenders together we're gonna have to take off. Okay. So the liner is going to have to be peeled back like so, unclip it, and then you're gonna wanna get angled underneath here. If you can take a look and just check it out on camera. All right, so that is the bolt that we're gonna have to take off. I believe that is a Torx 10. Minor correction, it is a Torx 20, not a Torx 10. But anyways, we have that all set up and ready to go.
Kind of a game changer with the light here.
Yeah, it actually helps us tremendously. I don't know how we did any of these installs on the older cars we had without these lights.
Just going blind, baby.
Yeah, shout out to Skill, honestly, such a big help. Hold on. This screw's a different color, I swear.
Is it white or is it silver?
Oh, it looked white because of the light, because it was so bright. Okay, there we go. As you guys can see, basically, if you remove that one screw and those 4 10mm, this whole panel, you ready? This scares a lot of people. But it just comes off like that, and look how much play there is. Okay. This whole bumper is now loose. The reflector has 3 clips, plastic clips. We're gonna have to reach in there with one hand with the needle nose plier, and we are gonna have to just pinch them one by one and then pull them out from the outside. This middle one now is out, and now the top one's about to come out in 3, 2.
Oh, there we go. Something moved. There we go.
And it's out.
Here we have it.
All right, and as you can see, the clips are all intact. There's a little bit of scratching on it from the needle nose, but as long as you're not working in super cold conditions, these are gonna hold up just fine. And now we can grab the new one, which is actually right over here. Top, middle, bottom, all in. This is, I would say, the hardest part of the entire job.
Right.
You have to do a weird little technique where you gotta use your hips as well. And you have to lift this panel up and outwards.
Right.
So let me see if I can kind of do this. The hardest part, guys, is this right here. If you wanna come and take a look, the hardest part is getting this little edge to go above this plastic piece.
All right, okay.
That's by far the hardest part. So once that's on, the rest of this will snap on just fine. There we go.
Nice click.
So I'm using my left kind of leg to push up this whole panel. I'm using this hand to pull the panel. You're pulling it that way because you wanna clear the tail light, and you also want to pull this way. So that's kind of what I did to have that click in. Now the rest of it just clicks in easy. It's literally just this part that's a little bit tough. As you can see, the holes all line up. We're good to go. We just have to bolt in the 10mm screws, and we're done. Okay guys, so that is gonna do it for the video. I'm super happy with the reflector deletes in the back and obviously the painted ones from IND in the front. Yet again, like I mentioned earlier in the video, the link to both these products will be in the description. And once again, big thank you to IND for sending it over our way. DIY project probably took us maybe 2 hours total for everything, and it was pretty simple and didn't run into any hiccups whatsoever. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think of it in the comments down below. Smash that like button, subscribe for more daily car content on the G87, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.